the sight's wrong now. It's not even working.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Upstate Arena.
Garbage. Oh, now it's live. Now that I click on that and go out, it's live. Well, folks, after an evening that was seemingly plagued by technical difficulty after technical difficulty, I am proud to announce that we are finally here and ready for the pregame. Although if things keep on going the way they have, we probably won't be here for that long. But regardless, we're going to enjoy what little time we may or may not have, and we're going to go ahead and talk about what you're going to see in this game, what you need to expect, game plans, everything to get you ready for this Week 2 showdown. So, Bob, going back to the last game, what are some things that the fans who didn't see the Cape Fear contest, what do they need to know if they're tuning in for the first time?
Well, I think they're going to see a more open offense, and I think there's going to be a lot more passing than running than there was the other day. They worked a lot on it on practice, and they've really come up with a better offense and a better
experience. And I really think that might have gotten to Marcus a little bit because he has stepped up his game in practice this week. Last Sunday during the game, we saw him taking off a lot long before the defense even got close to the pocket. And now he's really starting to work on just that pocket mentality, staying in there, waiting for his routes to develop, and not running off before anything happens.
Well, I know that Adrian played his college ball at Winston-Salem State, and he's great size for a quarterback, 6'3", 220.
Yeah, you can't have a much better quarterback size than that unless you want to go. I know Tommy Grady down in Jacksonville, 6'7", 240, if you want some of that. So, but he is not mobile at all, Grady, just being that tall. It's really hard to move around quickly when you've got so much height to you like that. And really, we saw that a little bit with Marcus last week, too, him being 6'3", 170. I think that did cause a little bit of difficulty because he at least was, we're not entirely sure about the is, but he was a run-first quarterback back when he was playing semi-pro. And he really appeared to be a run-first quarterback last week. And I think between the field not being the best field in the world, it was not in great. More electrical tape on that field since I saw it. I mean, I haven't seen that much electrical tape since I went to a hardware store. It's not that fun. You can see in the end zones, this was an old New Orleans Voodoo field. We are not entirely sure when it was last used by the Voodoo. I personally estimate it was back in the mid-2000s when the Voodoo canceled their 2005-2006 season because of Hurricane Katrina. I have a feeling they might have sold off the field and the Tarpons got a hold of it at some point in time. But needless to say, I think, judging by what we're seeing from Florida just practicing out here offensively, they seem to be in a little bit of better shape just getting to know the field, and they have played a handful of home games on it thus far.
And I have noticed, too, that when they were warming up and going through their drills, they avoided the places where the field is really bad. I mean, they didn't go near them within 5-10 yards of them.
Yeah, and you're right. And I think really the biggest danger zone, in a sense, on this field is right there where the Voodoo logo is covered up by some sort of sponsor. It's upside down, so I can't read it, but that is not sewn into the field like the Russell and the ADT signs. That is taped on top of it, and it is. They wouldn't let her near this field. There are a lot of trip hazards out here. But needless to say, Florida seems to have it down, and we're going to see how that affects the Dragons. Outside of Marcus tripping a lot, they didn't really seem to have that many problems with the field at Cape Fear, and that was an old Predators field that I estimate.
Not been practice.
Yeah, I don't think it can be much worse than last week in terms of timing when they had 69 yards worth of motion man false start penalties. I mean, there's a lot of teams that don't have that many penalty yards in 2 games, much less one type of penalty all throughout the game, and that caused a lot of problems for this team. And among other things, the motion man seemed to be what gave them the most trouble. But like you said, they seem to have gotten that down in practice, and even out here on the field they didn't have much difficulty with it. But the noise factor hasn't really gotten to where it's going to be tonight. The stadium is not even close to being full. We expect a very big crowd here on a Monday night because, you know, you got the kids wanting to get out of school. It's Monday. They want to go have some fun. Tarpons sell front row tickets for $45. You can't get much cheaper than that. Expect to see a very loud and a very rowdy crowd looking to give the Dragons trouble. And they might have seen that on tape because we did live stream the game against Cape Fear, and we had a lot of problems with the snaps, especially coming out of the shotgun. There's not really a good way to signal to your center other than maybe some kind of leg stomp, but then the defense knows, oh, they're snapping the ball right now, we need to do something.
Well, I think, you know, also at the beginning of the season, during the preseason, we didn't address the man in motion that well, or the timing on it. We did that Saturday because we had to.
Yeah, and a lot of that I think has to do with the addition on the coaching staff. Tyrone Johnson has been added to the staff. He is the father of. Really think, needless to say, they'll score more than 6 points tonight. It may be 7, but they'll score more than 6.
Right. I think they'll score early too, and like you say, Coach Johnson, he's been coaching. He coached Moses. I remember that game because I was there.
Wow.
And but he knows how to handle players. He doesn't bully them, but he doesn't take any guff from them either. So.
No, not at all. We really saw that at the end of practice on Saturday. Coaches, all of them, Johnson, Sean Sanders, and head coach Kent Meredith, they all got fired up, those players, getting them ready for this game because my personal opinion is going to differ from the next guys, but if you ask me, I think this is going to be the best team the Dragons play all season, even in the SIF Championship. I still think the Tarpons are going to be better than whoever we may face in that game.
Well, we're getting better. We will get better every week. We're getting more together. We're more of a team, more of a family, more adjusted, more people showing up at practice. It's just, you can see it melding.
Unification. You can't have enough of it.
Right.
And that one facing the other.
Yeah, at midfield it's facing the other way. It's like this is the only way we can make it work.
Yeah. And festivities appear to be going on already. We're still about half an hour removed from kickoff. We have just hit 7 o'clock. Right as I glance down at my watch, we hit the top of the hour. And so a little bit of roster movement this week. We had some guys who weren't able to make the trip from Greenville to, well, basically Miami. We're about an hour out of there. It was a long drive. Brandon Bingham, our tight end, he was unable to make the trip. David Phillips, one of our linebackers, was unable to make the trip, and Ricky McKinney, our backup quarterback, was unable to make the trip. But more guys have come in and filled their place, and I think you know a few of them. So go ahead and give us a lowdown on some of these new guys.
Right. Well, guys like, Pac-Man Scott, for one. Pac-Man attended college at South Carolina State. He has played a lot of outdoor semi-pro football. He's played a lot of indoor arena football. He is a leader. He gets pumped up and sometimes over pumped up, but he is a good man to lead, and I believe they're going to make him a captain tonight.
And that was that was definitely one of the things they addressed, especially on the way home from the Cape Fear game last Sunday, was that indoor experience. We had, prior to the Cape Fear game, now everyone on the rosters played inside, but prior to that game, we had 3 people play an indoor football game, and one of them was 48 years old. So,
Yeah.
but now they've all got a game under their belt, and Adrian Sloan, he played with the Carolina Force up in Charlotte a couple of years back, and like you said, Pac-Man Jones, a lot of indoor experience, and that's really one of the reasons they brought those guys in, was to be able to have them teach these younger folks about the indoor game, because a lot of them, it's still kind of a mystery. Even after the Cape Fear game, things go by so fast and you get smashed into walls so much you may not remember everything. It is a very different affair out here, but those experienced guys, it cannot do anything but help to have them, especially after last week.
They've also added some meat to that lineup. Joe Sims, 6 foot, 315 pounds. Antoine Legrune, 5 foot 8, 210 pounds. Eric Gallman, 6'1", 360.
And Donnie Bird, too, he was inactive last week. He's going to be starting at fullback, 5'8", 260. And he has been playing for quite a while. I believe he was around right when the Greenville Seminoles started up. Am I incorrect?
Right. Played for Coach Johnson along with Moses.
Yeah. The Greenville Seminoles team, Meredith, head coach Kent Meredith, he was strongly associated with that. And it's really been the main pipeline for the Dragons. A lot of these players, well, actually the vast majority of them have some kind of semi-pro experience, but when you ask them, most of them will say, I played with the Greenville Seminoles and followed Kent here to the Dragons. And right now it hasn't reaped.
It's on the field.
Who says we're going to be here for 60? We could be here all night. No ties in indoor football. This thing goes to overtime. I may not get back to school.
That's right. Well, I know I won't get back to school. My wife will leave me. Maybe that's not a bad deal, is it? But,
Oh, man.
These guys want to play, and they will play. Anybody that makes that 800-mile, 12-hour trip.
It was more than 12 hours. I think we stopped about every gas station we saw.
Yeah.
I don't know what the mileage on our bus was, but it obviously wasn't on par with that new Toyota Prius they've got.
Miley called us about 20 minutes after we got here and said, hey, you missed 2 of our stations. What's going on?
Yeah. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, and the fans are just going to eat this one up, we have got a new wide receiver starting. I believe he dressed last week, but he didn't play any snaps. It goes by the name of Joe Summers. He was born on September 17th, 1966. He is over 50 years old. He is 6'0", 195, and he has got about the most drive really out of anyone on that team. He gave it everything he had at practice on Saturday.
Yes, and he always did up until this weekend. He gave it this weekend too, but every weekend that we practice, weekday that we practice,
Before we need to focus on the night.
Right, and there's some big-time college experience out there, like Joe Summers played at Tennessee State. Quan Bristol played at Alabama.
You can't get much better in Alabama.
No. Corey Perkhead played at Penn State. Michael Owute played at Ohio State. Dante Johnson played at the University of Hawaii. Oh, that poor young man had to suffer through 4 years.
All right, excuse me there, Bob. Thank you. We apologize for the camera outage. I got a little bit careless with the battery. Regardless, we will be back. Our video feed will be back in just a couple of seconds. And there we go. You'll be seeing it on your screen shortly. And the intros for the Dragons.
Tackle number 10, number 99, Sean Lucas. Number 53, Joe Sims. Number 8, Brandon Ford. Number 34, Dante Johnson. Number 20, Anthony Wills. Number 10, Jonathan Andrews. Number 3, Jabari Bryant Sr. Number 77, Rodriguez Oates. Number 90, John Floyd. Number 93, Eric Dalton. Number 32, Eric Agent LeBron. Ralph Scott. Adrian's number 1, Adrian's Sloan. Number 27, Jackson Lance. And your coaches for your Greenville Dragons.
This place is indoors.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go,
please
folks.
welcome your 2017 Florida Tarpon Real Girls.
Okay, folks, just to clarify, these are not the Florida Tarpons we will be playing tonight.
Ladies and
That would be
gentlemen,
quite an interesting
the
game.
fish you love so much, you have your favorite mascot, Timmy the Tarpons.
Jimmy the Tarpons.
Bob, I actually know this song, and I gotta say, they probably had to do a lot of censoring to be able to play it at a family arena football game.
What was that? I didn't hear the beginning.
I know that song they were playing for Timmy the Tarpons intro, and I gotta say, they probably had to do a lot of censoring to be able to play it at a family event like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 2012, the Florida Tarpons came to Southwest Florida. The very first season ticket holder was none other than Mickey Franklin Sr. Tonight, he isn't with us because Sunday his wife and mother of his children passed away. Easter Sunday, surrounded by her loved ones. His daughter Karen. Thank you very much. Stand by for your Florida Tarpons.
Well, folks, we are just under 15 minutes away from kickoff. The Florida Tarpons will be running onto the field soon. We'll get that to you in just a little bit. One thing you will see tonight for the Upstate Dragons, the defensive players will be wearing red patches on their sleeves. It's a new trend they've got going.
The Dragons would like to extend their wishes, best wishes and thoughts to the Tarpons because the loss of their mother on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, folks, you know something big's coming when Timmy the Tarpon starts dancing in the spotlight. I believe the Tarpons are just a few moments removed from coming out.
Home of your two-time champion, Florida Tarpons. Tonight, your Florida Tarpons coming to the arena undefeated and ready to keep that streak going. And now, let's meet the team. American Legion post number 38, and the active military color guard.
In 1954, and he was stationed at China Station from 1947 to 1950, and Newport Naval Station, Florida, from 1950 to 1954. And he worked for the Florida Highway Patrol for 38 years and retired as a Major. And he has been a member of the American Legion. American Legion has worked many long hours in support of veterans and active duty service men and women. Any major endeavor was being part of a team that has downtown Fort Myers community working for local businesses and city officials. He has assisted in freedom peace downtown and works closely with code enforcement. Thank you, Eddie High, for over 60 years of service and support for our troops, veterans, and this community.
Please remain standing. Tonight's national anthem will be sung by the Tag Acapella from Cypress Lake High School. Please welcome. And just a little information, this group is going to nationals in just a few short days to represent Southwest Florida. Once again, give it up for Tag from Cypress Lake High School, everybody. Let's get ready for some Tarpons football.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna anyway. This is your first edition of Monday Night Football. A little early, but it's here. Captain for the Dragons, meet at midfield. Captains are number 7, Marcus Littlejohn, number 34, Dante Johnson, number 1.
Folks, the lights are back on. Teams are on the field. Cheerleaders are off on the sideline. Players on the bench, some more antsy than others. And we are 7 minutes and about 10 seconds removed from the start of this game. Coin toss coming up here in just a few moments.
Again, we're going to call it Monday Night Football. Waiting for the toss. Referee must have gone to the bank to get a coin.
And again, to all of our viewers, we would like to apologize in advance for any technical difficulties or stream interruptions that may happen.
Jimmy Tarpon has the football. Maybe he's going to kick off.
Maybe.
With boots like that, he can put it about 20 rows up.
Look at those feet. You know he's got some steel in those shoes. Those are some big shoes.
Chain Gang is all dressed in orange, so they shouldn't be too hard to spot.
Note on the game bowls that will be used tonight, this is not a in-conference game for the Dragons. They are playing the Florida Tarpons, who play in Arena Pro football. The Dragons play in Supreme Indoor football. So the game balls used tonight will be red, white, and blue instead of the all-white ones seen in the Cape Fear game last week. Now, to my knowledge, both of those balls are made by the same company, Baden, and likewise use the same.
Well, and that's also the ball that the Dragons have been practicing with, so a little bit of familiarity, they don't have the difference to worry about. Also in on the coin toss. Number 20, Anthony Willis. Number 15, Wyatt Rogers. And I believe number 93, Eric Gallman.
Yeah, they call him Mike Tyson. They're saying he's going to bring out some punishment for that offensive line and really Tarpons offense as a whole. They're expecting big things from him.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be the center.
Oh, no.
The Dragons are going to kick off to start the game. Tarpons will receive. We are just about ready for game number 2.
By the time I finish this sentence, we will have 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining to a kickoff. And a note on kicking off to start the first half. That is the ideal situation in arena football. You never want to receive to start the half, especially on your own volition, because in a perfect world, you score on the last possession of the first half, and then you're either up or you have some kind of advantage because you score on that possession, and then you're going to receive the kickoff to start the second half. So you're effectively stealing a possession. It's almost like getting an onside kick in there. You always want to receive, you always want to kick off to start the half, and you always want to be the last person to score at the end of every half. It just makes things a lot more manageable on both sides of the ball.
It would be nice, that's very possibly a 16, or actually a 18-point turnaround possibility.
Oh, yeah. It's arena football. I mentioned the Orlando Miracle Minute last year where the Orlando Predators were down by 28 points with 1 minute left in the game. This was back in the mid-90s, and they came all the way back in the final minute of the game and won it in overtime. Anything can happen, believe me.
And I bet you that coach in the locker room, see, I told you so.
Pretty nice crowd for a Monday night here in Estero.
Yes.
Anthony Quillis, the leader of the fire squad, our high safety, getting ready to kick off. Here we go.
And there it Anthony's kickoff. Bounces between the legs, then had trouble picking it up. Oh! He is hit by the kicker.
Slams you into the wall with quite literally everything he's got. That's not much fun.
Yes, and that's a lacrosse player.
Yes, a two-time national champion at Limestone. Ball by Austin Trainer. It's underthrown. He's got a guy open, and really the ball wasn't out late. You'll hear me talk about that a lot, just because of the side of the field on those deep shots. You want to get the ball out as early as possible just so your receiver doesn't run into the wall. But that time, I think Trainer just got a little excited and underthrew his guy thinking he had a touchdown. But you got to complete the pass before you score the points.
Yes. 2nd and 10. Pass out the flat. Number 4 is brought down by number 3, Jabari Ryan. Out of Limestone College. Must be a good day for Limestone.
Well, I think what we saw there was actually the Tarpons doing a little bit of scouting on their end, because that was a play that Cape Fear ran quite a lot last week. They would run a receiver out on the swing and be able to pick up. That time it was 5. Cape Fear would run it for about 15 or 20 just because everyone's playing so soft, trying not to give up the big score.
Yes.
3rd and 5.
Incomplete.
4th and 5 if you don't. And we kind of saw the latter. Big 4th and 5. Dragons stopped the Heroes on their first 4th down try last week. We'll see if they can do it again.
Back. And rush. Pass falls incomplete.
And if you don't score, it's a turnover, regardless of how you don't score, be it an actual turnover, a turnover on downs, or whatever it may be. You never want to go a possession without scoring, and the Tarpons, they're already in a hole right now because, in a sense, they're down a possession. But the Dragons do have to hold up their end of the deal. They've got to score and take the lead. They can't automatically assume they've got the upper hand. We haven't seen the offense since last week, and there's no guarantees it's going to be any better than it was.
Do not be surprised if they don't go for broke on play 1.
Oh, especially following a turnover like that, that's when the defense is most vulnerable.
Marcus Littlejohn calls a snap, throws him just out of the reach of Wyatt Rogers. Threw a little low, but...
Yeah, and I really think inaccurate passes like that, when they really go vertically inaccurate, it's usually just a sign of nerves that wears off. Especially high passes are ones where you can tell, oh, the quarterback's a little bit nervous. He's not really following through with his motion. And low throws like that, maybe he's following through with it a little bit too much. But that's something that'll just wear off as the game goes on. He's just got to get in a rhythm here.
Yes, sir. Got the snap. You see some running room. They did close it up quick, but he's down to the 22-yard line.
Well, Coach Meredith, after last week's game, it's Marcus Littlejohn's birthday, actually, so we probably need to sing the song at halftime, but Coach Meredith made Marcus promise him that he wouldn't take off like that, especially after what happened last week where he took off just about every play. But that time, that was the right call. No one's open. Jack linebacker runs off into the flat. Middle of the field's wide open. Why not take it? You are a running quarterback, or at least a fast one. Why not use your legs a little bit? But don't try and overuse it. Then the defense will play for it.
Littlejohn says his man in motion. Being rushed, he breaks loose. Nice pass! Pass was thrown and caught by number 2, Derek Cohen's. And Derek's nickname is the Deuce.
And that is such a relief for the Dragons. The first down. But not only that, it shows the development that I referenced in the pregame, how we've developed so much from last week to this week. Last week, Marcus, well, first off, he probably wouldn't have even gotten out of that trouble just because he was so inexperienced on this turf. But now, he would have tried to run that ball, but instead, he reads the field, sees a man wide open, and gets a first down. Just an awesome play, and the Dragons really got the Tarpons on the ropes already here.
And we have a timeout, Dragons. And again, they're early at 10:39, but they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, another miscommunication with the motion man. I admire that it's not going for any sort of penalty, but I mean, it's week 2. This has really got to be something that you need to get it down, especially this motion man stuff. It's just so, I don't want to say basic, because I've never played an arena that gets this loud where the DJ plays very, very loud music. I imagine it is kind of difficult to communicate with the rest of your offense, but I mean, it's just inexcusable for motion man penalties, especially last week when they had 69 yards worth of them. They got to get this under control.
Okay, 1st and 10. Marcus has got Donnie Bird in the backfield with him. Over the ball, number 79.
Tarpons don't look to blitz. Think they're going to play coverage here. To Derek Collins a little bit there, because that ball maybe should have come out just a fraction of a second sooner, because he was really close to that wall when he was about to catch that thing. That wall comes up on you fast. You're running quickly, the wall doesn't move, you're moving towards it. Bad things happen if you don't slow down, and I think he really tried to protect himself there. It cost him 6, but no neck injury, so that's good.
2nd down. Throws again, got a man down there. Thought we had an early hit, but no sir. The intended receiver again was...
That was Derek Cohen.
Derek Cohen.
Very similar play. It may have been the same one they ran last time. I mean, just a quick sail route. Your receiver's going to run about 10, 12 yards downfield, cut around 45 degrees towards the outside. It's kind of like an out route, but it's a lot faster just because you're not having to stop and really gather all your momentum to go another way. It's really great for slot receivers, really great in the red zone.
Here in the 4th down.
Scoreboard technician is muttering some obscenities. We apologize if you're watching with your children and those happen to come through the microphones. He's usually a very angry man. I'm just going to warn you, there may be more. But right now, I was so focused on warning these parents that I actually forgot what the last play was. But oh yeah, it was Little John's rollout, and he is a deceptively fast quarterback. At 6'3", 170, it's kind of hard not to run fast when you're that limber.
And I think that 170 is being generous. He faked bad. Fast sail at him. Caught! Oh! What a play by number 8.
The Tarpons are motioning, saying they've got the ball. Or at least one of them is. The refs say it's Dragons football, and you know, Bob, you know how they say sometimes it's better to be lucky than good?
Yes.
Yeah, that was I got a little bit of deja vu on that one. It reminded me of the touchdown catch the Dragons had in their last game on a tipped ball that a receiver dove for right in the end zone. So similar. And I mean, you can say that the Tarpons didn't scout for it, but you know they did, and it's just so hard to defend stuff like that, especially when you got a ball tipped that high. You think, oh, it's just going out of bounds. There's no way a receiver's going to be able to get a hold of it, but he did, and it really saved the Dragons there. Huge 4th down conversion. Now it's 1st and goal.
Do not be surprised if Donnie Bird... No!
Oh, how about that? Touchdown, Dragons! Well, back in semi-pro, they called our quarterback Markovic for a reason. He is quick. He is fast. Dragons
holding for Quillis. Kick is no good. But with 7:13 left in the 1st quarter, your Dragons have their first lead of
the season.
Any season.
Yeah. This is debatably going to be the best defense he's faced all season. And Coach Meredith, that was his game plan, to get after this quarterback, because even though he's led his team to a 3-0 start thus far, he's still a rookie. This is his first season.
And there they are. They're doing a little repair on the field. I want to remind you, Ranger Extermination at 864-882-1436. If you have balls, call us. The man knows what he's doing.
Here you go. I got your 4 tickets to the next one. Come on, guys. Come on.
All right, folks, you can't beat that. Throw some styrofoam footballs at a man dressed in a tarpon and get 4 free tickets. That's a pretty good deal if you ask me. But what's also a pretty good deal is a 6-0 lead coming after a game where you got beat 38-6. The Dragons, they've really got to be holding their heads high already, and you don't want to get too full of yourself because, again, it's arena football. Quite literally anything can happen, but you got to just imagine that these Dragons are really feeling about as good as they've ever felt in their season thus far.
Yes, last week they scored on their last possession. Tonight they scored on their second possession.
Their last offensive play, not counting the 2-point conversion that followed.
Willis kicked off, puts a little foot into it this time.
He muffed
in
it.
the end zone. Number 2 has it.
Oh, he's down.
We got
Safety.
I thought they signaled safety, but they didn't. So.
Yeah, the ref just put one hand in the air, kind of teasing us a little bit. And so now, we talked about pressuring Mr. Trainer. You think that's coming, especially on the half-yard line?
Oh, they're going to the ground.
Look at Sean.
You know, I saw their fullback during pregame, and he is a very, very big man. I would have to guess at least 285 pounds, and it's all muscle, but I don't care how big you are. I don't care if you're 600 pounds and all muscle. You're not going to be able to push your way through 5 Dragons who are trying to push you backward. Just another great swarming play there by the fire squad, and they're going to give him positive yardage, so he gained maybe, we'll call it 3/4 of a yard. And it's going to be 2nd down and 9. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see another run here, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we see a shot just because you'd imagine that Upstate's playing for the run now, especially after how well they played that last one.
We have a timeout, Florida.
We've had a timeout, Florida. I was talking.
Okay, I got another one for you. Elite 365 at 803-800-0698. They've got training all.
Really more of an injury timeout.
Like an injury number 52 or 53, is it?
52, and we apologize for.
We're glad to see that.
We definitely apologize for not noticing. You never want to see a player go down, especially when you're a big man up front. They are so valuable indoors, and you got to remember, when you have a 21-man roster, your big men up front, a lot of times they'll play offense and defense. So when you lose one, it's really just a huge blow, and we're going to see how they fare thus far.
2nd down. Yeah, I get you right. That was a first mistake by the defense, but it's a long season, a long game. They will make others, but they're just so anxious.
Yeah, I mean, he jumped so bad they may as well have given him a pogo stick on that.
Completed to number 3. Ball is on the ground. They call it incomplete. He was hit hard by Mr. Quillis.
Very, very hard. Kent Meredith, I can hear him yelling from all the way up here. He is a very aggressive coach.
Under center. Pass away. Number 4 made a nice reception and then was dumped over the wall by number 3. Jumped by Ray Ryan.
Yeah, he made a nice reception, but I'll be danged if he didn't pay the price for it.
Yes.
I mean, you don't want to get smashed into the walls, period, much less while you're airborne. That's not fun, but really on a pass like that, when you've got a defensive line that's really getting after a rookie quarterback the way they are, you got to expect high passes, but on those short passes like that, you throw one high against the wall, they're really kind of asking for trouble.
Your man's going to come back to the huddle talking to you. Big rush put on.
The back foot! They're going to call him out of bounds. Folks, I believe.
A great pass considering he was falling on his back.
Yeah, it was a great pass, but it was very, very ill-advised. I believe some kind of divine entity was with Mr. Trainer on that one. Throwing off your back. Too excited. No fancy formations now. Trainer's back under center.
That man wanted that ball.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
He back to pass. He's going to go deep.
He's got a man. It's overthrown.
Overthrown because that man had his man beat.
Well, I mean, if you're Austin Trainer, you just gotta. I don't know what you tell your coach, but you just gotta tell yourself that you're gonna be able to do better next time and learn from your mistakes, because everything went right there. The ball wasn't late. It was on time, not underthrown. Everything went right. Busted zone. I mean, that play had touchdown written all over it, and he overthrew it by about 3 inches. I mean, again, that's another thing. Maybe some rookie jitters will come with time and practice for him. But now instead of being 6, it's 3rd and pretty much from here back to Greensville.
It's 4th and forever. I believe it's 4th.
It's going to be 4th and a little bit less now.
No?
And it's on the Tarpons.
4th and more.
Yes. I believe it's 3rd. That's the chain gang says it's
You're
3rd.
right. He did put up 3. I thought one guy put up a closed fist.
Yeah, because the crazy snap was on 1st down, and then Trainer's crazy incompletions.
Lance Jackson checking in for the Dragons.
Scoreboard operator has gotten to us. It is 3rd down and 40. Oh yeah, 3rd down and goal from their own 10-yard line. You know, my money is on the Dragons to make a defensive stand here.
He looked off right there.
Long got a man. This one's caught.
14 in and out of his hand. Now it's 4th.
Oh man.
Dodging bullets now.
Yes, and me, oh my, I would not want to be number 14 going back to that sideline. His coach, he's going to have more than a few select words for him after that play. I mean, we talked about it. We saw it with Derek Collins. You've got a guy closing in on the wall. The wall closes in fast, but you've got to catch the ball. And now instead of being 4th down and goal from the 10, it's 4th down and goal from the other 10. 40 yards to go. I think the Dragons jumped. Oh my!
Was that incomplete? It was incomplete. Looked awful close to it one moment. He did get the call, but that's, I'm sure, going to go against the Tarpons.
I thought the Dragons jumped on that one. You think the Tarpons got a false start?
You're right. That's what I thought.
Well, if there's any,
Too anxious.
if there's any silver lining there, first off, it's general of thumb, it's pretty hard to score when you're on your own 35-yard line, especially when the defense knows you're going to take a shot. But I lost my train of thought. Shoot.
All right, it was on a short track, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, I remember what I was going to say now. The silver lining on that play. Ooh, they're actually going for a field goal here, so they're going to put Derek Collins back to return this one. This is basically a punt, folks.
This guy's got a good leg. I watched him in practice.
Oh, yeah, but they got a huge net. I don't think we're going to see a touchback. He's got to get out of the end zone. He has gotten out of the end zone.
Face mask.
Face mask, and we got flags all over the place.
Oh, my! Well, he may not go all the way, but he's got a 15-yard face mask coming on to the end of that run. Wow. For a play that looked like it was going to end in disaster, a muffed field goal return that almost bounced into the back wall, and instead it goes for just a titanic return that's going to be even more with what was actually a failed face mask for the Tarpons, because usually those face masks, they turn out successful. You get the guy down, but Derek Collins For a guy who's only 5'7", 180, he sure did a good job of shedding a face mask tackle.
Yes.
And
He has always been a kick returner, too.
and he's being rewarded for it now, too. He's out receiver this play. You got to think, the Dragons taking a shot into the end zone, it's got to at least be on their mind.
First and goal at the 9.
10.5 seconds left in the first quarter. This is probably going to be the last play. Incompletions do not stop the clock indoors. They only stop the clock once we get within the 1 minute warning, and I'll explain the rules for that when we get to them. Right now, and they're going to let the clock wind. That is the end of the first quarter.
Our sponsor lady. She's an event planner, she's in charge of sales, but she is in charge of getting sponsors. If you contact her, you will have a well-placed ad following the next season and also this season. And the best way to contact her, her name is Marianne Hamby Reves. Is at MAHR capital DRAGON football at yahoo.com. Call her. It'll be money well spent, and you'll be supporting Dragon football.
First and goal. For the Dragons.
Here we go, first and goal for the 9. I expect something right for the end zone here.
Quarterback back pass.
Oh my!
They blitzed, and Marcus got a little bit frustrated, but
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't remember what song it was, but I imagine there's actually several songs with the lyric, "The walls are closing in." The walls were closing in on that play. I mean, about as soon as he got the snap, even last week, I don't even think he would have been able to take off. They just closed around him. They didn't close one side of the pocket and leave one open. They closed around him like a big circle, and it really caused some problems there. And now, what was first and goal from the 9 is going to turn into second and goal from the 13, and something went wrong.
timeout.
And it's on the Dragons. Tarpons seem pretty happy. No, folks, that's probably the best thing about developmental league indoor football. Normally, when you're watching on TV and the team takes a timeout, they're in commercial for 3.5 minutes. No, 30-second timeouts are actually 30-second timeouts around these parts. We're right back to football.
Here come your Dragons, break out of the huddle.
Phenomenal coverage. Yeah, Wyatt was open down there in the end zone, or not really open, but he was in the end zone, and that DB behind him, I mean, just steps up and makes a clutch play. And if you're a professional football player, that's what you get paid to do. You get paid to make plays like that. Now, if the Tarpons can make 2 more, they'll be in good hands. But I honestly expect the Dragons to kind of dink and dunk their way down here. Maybe go for something a little bit short, and maybe try and get half the yards on this play, and then go for the end zone on the next one. Make fourth and goal a little bit more manageable. I don't expect a shot. This could be the same play, though.
Trips out, man in motion.
Oh!
And they blitz again. I have a feeling the Tarpons are thinking that the blitz is the answer to their problems. They just might get caught at it.
Yeah, and that's really where we're feeling the loss of Brandon Bingham. He was not able to make the trip down here, and he was one of the best players on the team last week. Only made one mistake, and it was on a trick play that they'd never practiced. And I don't know if he would have been able to prevent a jailbreak up front like that, but it definitely would have helped. They got DeMarcus, and they got DeMarcus fast, and it just shows that they've been watching their tape and doing their homework, because they had trouble with the blitz last week. And they're having now fourth and goal from the 23.
Marcus puts his pass away. down there, it's tough to make a call or not to make a call, but
I'm not entirely sure I like the call there. I think I would have gone for something a little bit more, I guess a bit more complex than just a straight shot down the field, because it's 4th and goal from the 23. They kind of know you're going for the end zone. Maybe get a little bit elaborate with it. Maybe send 2 guys downfield on a streak to block some guys in the end zone and throw it to a guy underneath on a hitch or a dig and hope he can block his way into the end zone. But we saw just a straight shot there. And even in developmental league arena football, defenses are aware enough to stop a play like that. Pretty clutch play there, and we're going to see the Tarpons back out on the field. Trainer under center.
yes, the man played it well. Bounces off the dasher, incomplete.
We're all
Down in 10 with under 11:40 to go.
Well, Mr. Trainer's pretty lucky they didn't call that one backwards. I think that really could have gone either way. No pun at last one. He sure didn't drop it there, but the fire squad again swarming to the source. A lot better pursuit than what we saw last week, where they would give up 10 and 15 yards on screens and swing passes. Now we're seeing that improvement that I referenced again. These guys just playing so much smoother.
Third down and 5 now for the Tarpons from the
3rd and 5.
quarterback back pass, got it in.
Number 3 couldn't hold on and incomplete.
Well, who gave the Tarpons butter sandwiches before the game? That's what I want to know. Because we have seen a lot of dropped passes, and maybe some of that can be attributed to nerves from Austin Trainer, because he has got a very big arm. A lot like we saw what Ricky McKinney did last week. Throwing his football is maybe too hard for his receivers to hang on. Just maybe a little bit nervous. This is the first time he's really had to play from a deficit. Maybe he's just trying to compensate a little bit too much. Needs to ease up here.
Pass. By number 4, tackle made by Pac-Man Scott, but until he picked up the first down.
Tarpons are in their 4th game. Holding calls like that, especially on 4th down plays, you just can't have it, plain and simple. And they had it, and it's really costing them. They're going to have to, it's not looking like they're going to move the chains back too much, but all it amounts to is that they're going to have to get some big yards. It's going to be a tough one.
He's back. Oh, he overthrows it, man, by a mile. I think he threw it before he wanted to. But they had a good rush put on.
Yeah, it always seems when the Dragons have good defensive stands, they get the ball back right where they had it when they turned it over. It was 4th and goal from the 23 last time they had the ball. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line, so pretty close to where they were to begin with. Very interesting here. But now here they are on the 18-yard line. Tarpons, they have turned the ball over 3 times on downs. That's just, you can't have that. You've got to score. Again, it's arena football. You're expected to score on every offensive. Here we go. Dragons football on the 18-yard line, 1st and 10.
Rick Sanders has done a great job in a short period of time. There's a snap, there's a pass. Referee called it incomplete.
Yeah, diving catches are always tough to make, especially when you're not doing it on natural grass. Down here on that arena, they're playing on top of ice.
Yeah.
They had a hockey game here a couple of nights back, and I mean, you can't exactly melt the ice and get it out and then try and put it back in for the next game. So, I mean, making diving catches going to the ground like that's hard enough outdoors, but when you're doing it on ice, good luck. Again, we apologize for the obscenities. We will address that at halftime.
I'm sure it was me.
More self-inflicted wounds for the Dragons here. And one thing to note, they're going to be taking snaps on the midfield logo now. So Marcus has got to be extra careful to keep his footing. It's not like the rest of the field out there. We addressed this in pregame. Very slick, tears easy, comes up off the field on occasion. He needs to be real careful.
Yes, duct tape is really slick.
Well, shotgun actually appears to be a bit larger now. Maybe that's why. Quarterback draw. Oh no, he throws it. Incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. Was intended down the sidelines for number 12, Corey Burdett. Excuse me.
Starting to see an unnerving pattern of events come into play here. I think Upstate's really trying to get too much back at once. Maybe, again, Kent Meredith is not the type of guy to run your standard AFL hitches and screens all day long. Yeah, and again, just more nerves. When you're nervous like that, and especially when you got a rush coming, you're kind of rushing the ball out of your hand, and it's just difficult to get your release through. And when you come up short on throws, the high ones, they're usually high because your release isn't completed. And it's easier to explain if I had a dry erase board, but I don't.
6:38 left. I do believe that Marcus Littlejohn wanted to throw that, but used common sense and held up.
Well, I mean, as disheartening a play as that is, when you're a quarterback getting tackled like that, that's the right thing to do. Go down, take the sack. Your defense is playing great. The Tarpons offense can't get out of their own way. Let the fire squad do their thing. Don't try and throw the ball into the stands or do anything crazy while you're going down on the ground, because you're just asking for trouble doing that.
Yeah.
It's a disheartening play by Littlejohn, but it's a very, very smart one that he would not have made last week. Trainer is coming back out onto the field. In a brief moment, I believe we're going to have a camera outage. I'll need to change the battery, but I'll try and get it in between plays. We've got a timeout now.
Hi, Anthony Legroon. Also in on that, of course, and loose was number 90.
We will be back with you here very shortly, folks. We apologize for the difficulties, especially at such an important time in this game. Dragons, I would love to have the stats on time of possession. Tarpons might have jumped.
It's a good illegal procedure.
And no, Coach Meredith is yelling at Littlejohn. The penalty is on the Dragons. They're going to march that one back. 1st and 10 turns into 1st and 15 and over 30 seconds. Well, at least when you're not really over in opponent's territory, you can kind of play a little bit relaxed, just because, you know, there's not that pressure that says, oh, I'm close to the end zone, I can take a shot right now. You can kind of, you're a little bit more free to dink and dunk around just because you got more field to work with. Maybe that's what Littlejohn needs, because he has started a lot of these drives in enemy territory. Something went wrong.
Too much time.
Again.
And I would not be...
What happened if they just reset the ball? How can you get another pound?
It's getting these snaps off is something the Dragons, they have struggled with in practice. They struggled with it last week. And for all the things they improved in practice, that was one of the things they still need to work on. They've just had difficulty relaying these plays from quarterback. And fortunately for the Dragons, it appears the Tarpons defense can't catch any better than their offense can. I mean, just right through his hands. And you can see number one right there, head down, shoulders slumped. His teammates trying to reassure him. He'll get some kind of chance here. I don't know what it'll be, but he is on the field, so he'll have a chance at redeeming himself. But there are no guarantees that the ball will go his way. It is 2nd down and 20.
Hey, hits his man. It will not go down. Cohen's the deuce on that.
Again,
I
just
believe we have a first down.
oh, but we sure did get close. It's 3rd and 3, but again, that just shows the development the Dragons have undergone from last week to now. I mean, last week, Marcus Littlejohn would not have made that throw. He would have taken off and been tackled about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. But instead, he avoids pressure. He uses his mobility to his advantage, gets out of the pocket, scans the field, and sees the receiver wide open for just not a first down, but about as close as you can get. 3rd and 3. False start on the motion man.
Dragons are going back to shooting themselves in the foot again. 3 out of 4 plays.
Yeah, maybe they. Whoa!
Ball was already in the air, but my goodness, the deuce was all by himself.
Well, Derek Cohen's is a fast man, but nobody's that fast. I don't think Usain Bolt could have caught up to that ball. I mean, Marcus just. He had to get rid of it somehow, and in a sense, I guess you could assume that's a throwaway because he threw that thing about as far as he could in the vicinity of Mr. Cohen's, hoping he would catch it, but he just didn't have time to set his feet, let his arm do all the work, and his arm did a little bit too much work there. And now it's 4th and 7. Cohen's in motion. Bad snap, recovered by Donnie Bird. He has to fall on it.
Donnie Bird on a smart play falls on the ball. The ball is turned over again. 1:42 left.
And if the Tarpons play this right, they can go into halftime with a 2-point lead and have this be the last possession of the first half. But they're going to have to play it right. 1-minute timing rules. I'll explain that when we get to the timeout, but in a sense, it's just very similar to the outdoor game. Right now, incomplete passes don't stop the clock. When we hit the 1-minute warning, they do. And you'll see teams put up just heaps of points during the 1-minute warning, trying to let each other score just so they can be the ones to have that last possession before halftime. You got to be thinking the Tarpons are going to maybe try and chew up some clock. And they have seriously increased the likelihood that this Tarpons possession will be the last one of the half. Now, if they can score here, the Dragons still will receive, but they will not be at as big as an advantage as if the Dragons finish the half with the ball. Now, Tarpons have had turnovers. Touchdown. We will check the flag.
I hope it's on the Tarpons.
There is a flag on the play. Beautiful catch.
Austin Trainer is talking with his coach. I think it is on the Tarpons. No, it's on the defense. Well, if the fire squad's going to pick up, if the fire squad is going to pick a time to step up, it's got to be now. But the Tarpons, they cannot get excited. They cannot score right now. The Dragons, if they're smart, if I were coaching, I would honestly let the Tarpons score here and count on my offense.
We had some pushing and shoving,
Just
but
pushing and shoving.
looks like nothing's going to come of it.
Look, this is an interconference indoor football developmental matchup. If that were the NFL pushing and shoving like that, every player in that pile would have been suspended for 3 games.
It's still football.
Yeah, it's still football. And if you ask me, it's a lot more fun because these guys aren't getting paid millions of dollars. They're not getting paid all this money to go out and play a game that they really don't even like anymore because they're sitting on the bench. You got guys who are out here playing to play, playing for the love of the game, playing because they want to be here. And that's one of the draws of games like this. You've got guys who are out here because they want to be here. It's not like your Jay Cutlers of the world where you make $100 million because you sit on a bench and throw interceptions for 16 games in a season. These guys want to be here.
Hard to tell those penalties against. Penalties against nobody.
Seems like a little home cooking, man.
all sorts of chaos in terms of penalties for the Tarpons, but now it looks like they're having a little bit of trouble getting the play called. I don't see a play clock anywhere. And Trainer appears to be in no rush, so they may not have started it yet. But after all the penalties, a personal foul and an encroachment, I'm not entirely sure which one the Tarpons took, but it's going to be first and goal from their own, for the 2-yard line. The Dragons are going to have to make a stand here. Okay, somehow we went from 25 seconds left in the second half to 4.5 minutes left in the second half. Oh, you're right. Now they're saying 43 seconds. I don't have a clue. We'll tell you to stick with what our scoreboard operator has until further notice.
Maybe we made it 43 seconds.
Yeah, as much arena football as I watch, clock stoppages within the 1-minute warning are still kind of an anomaly to me.
Yeah, but 19 seconds?
I don't know. And another flag! And he would have scored there too.
We are just not on fence.
Yeah. And the official count was 43 seconds. We've got...
That can't be on us.
Well, we're back to 43, yeah?
I feel like we've gone from square one, and then to square three, and then to square two, and back to square one, then we hit square two, and now we're back to square one again. We just can't finish this half. I don't even know where the ball's spotted now, much less the time.
Well, looks like it was a...
Oh, it camouflaged with one of the on-field advertisements. I couldn't see it. That's amazing. Pretty much at any time they wish, simply by going out of bounds, there is time for them to score. I think the Tarpons might have gotten a little bit antsy there. This would have been their first half, at least this season, where they had been shut out. Maybe they were just wanting to get those points on there in a hurry. We're going to be here all night.
Well, we started at 7:30, it's 1 hour.
If it's only been an hour, we're making pretty good time. So they will retry the PAT. I don't have a clue.
Well, they didn't move the ball.
Illegal blocking of the kick.
Yes. Okay. He's going to move up. He might get a block again.
Yeah, I couldn't see some more Final Destination stuff. Kicks up. Kicks good. Flags!
It's hard to believe that there's a flag on the bush.
I don't know if any of you watch The Big Bang Theory, but if you do, I would really love to get Sheldon Cooper in here, because that podcast of his, Fun with Flags, he could have all sorts of fun here. There have been so many flags. We may as well be at the United Nations. There's been so many flags. And okay, finally, we're changing possession. I don't even care that they've got the lead. I'm just glad that's over. The Tarpons lead 7-6. Just under 40 seconds left on the clock, and we are out of what is, without a doubt, the longest PAT series of attempts I've ever seen. And now, Bob, if you're Coach Meredith, what have you got dialed up here? Are you going to try and take a shot, or are you going to try and run some quick stuff on the outside, get out of bounds, and work your way downfield and hope you can capitalize? Receivers are really good. Our offensive line, not so much. We've had open guys, but we haven't had time to throw it to them. Here's hoping we can.
He's had time. He just hasn't had that nice, clean pocket.
They go on side!
Okay. One thing we will not do is call a penalty on that.
Thank the Lord. But one thing here, if you are Coach Meredith, you have played arena football before. You played as a quarterback for 10 years. You know better than to score on this play. The Tarpons are going to try to let you score. You need to run a quarterback sneak or either take a knee. And during the 1-minute warning, you are allowed to take a knee if you don't have the lead. If you have the lead and you lose yardage, the clock stops. But if you're down and you lose yardage, the clock continues to roll. You need to run some kind of play where you're not going to score. Make Florida use their timeouts and then see what happens. You cannot score on this play because that gives the ball right back to the Tarpons, who march it down the field.
Well, we did almost have a second go off the clock. So.
Bad snap! Recovered by the Tarpons!
Bad snap, recovered by 58.
And the wheels are coming off of the wagon.
They're imploding.
The same mistakes we saw plague the Dragons last week, rearing their ugly head. And what was first and goal from onside kick attempt that was no unfortunate placement. Again, just time.
Goes in motion.
They're looking deep.
Looking for all of our motion. 29.2, the clock stops.
I admire playing deep and not giving up the touchdown, but in a 30-second drill like this, you're asking for it if you try that. I mean, especially when you let a guy go out of bounds like that. That bench route was planned to get that receiver onto the sideline as quickly as possible and to pick up as many yards while doing it as they could. And it worked perfection there. Just, I don't know what to say. Holding.
Well. Unless I'm mistaken, I think unless they call Pac-Man for wrapping his throat around the guy's hand.
I have no doubt in my mind that this is holding on the Tarpons because Trainer was able to escape the pocket like that. Somebody got held up illegal. That's just usually how things work, and they will indeed back it up unless they're trying to be really confidential with this play. Yards, they indeed have. So the play they just had on that bench route, all but nullified now, going to be second down and 20, just under 25 seconds remaining. And again, if you're the Dragons, you got to be playing zone. You can't give up the touchdown, but you can't give up too many yards underneath either. You got to find some kind of balance to keep these guys around the 20s. You cannot let them score before this half is over. Intercepted! And who is it? We got a pop.
Dante Johnson on the pick.
And the Fire Squad, welcome back. And they will look for redemption here. Just
and there is no flag on the play.
Yes, I tell you, Bob, this 1 minute warning, this has showcased everything that I love about arena football. Just the unparalleled chaos that comes when teams are trying to be the last one to score. There's nothing like it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Tarpons maybe let the Dragons score on this one and try and march it down the field, although at this part of the field, I do expect them to play some kind of defense.
We go again from the shotgun.
A successful snap. Little John tripped up. Oh my! No flags on a very, very dirty hit.
Did not have a flag on the play.
No.
He had him.
No flags. No flags. I think you saw Wyatt's neon shoes. And the Dragons are forced to use their last time out on what should be a 15-yard personal foul. I mean, how often is it that you get away with suplexing a quarterback? I mean, just
in a game when you get 4 tries and
I mean, that's just ridiculous. The Arena Pro Football needs to have a long talk with the officiating crew after a play like that, because that should be 15 yards.
There is a whistle. I don't know what for. Man was in motion.
I think at halftime I'm going to go hang myself.
We have kids watching.
Well, I'll go
It's
there.
rhetorical.
You're not even wearing a belt. Okay, so to the naked eye, it appears they've moved the Dragons back. under a microscope, I can't be entirely sure of what happened, but whatever it wasn't good. And
So,
now,
What is the over and under on a flag before the half second?
play is
I don't
stopped. Ball was not moved. I guess they just
taking a shot downfield, and
we got a flag.
Another flag.
Surprise! We got a
two.
flag.
These might cancel. I don't have much of a doubt that one's a PI downfield, but we may have something up front that could negate everything.
Now we gotta get one of these flags has gotta go out.
I know, but if one of us jumped, I mean, they offset it. Flags picked up. They may put time back on the clock.
Well, I'd like to know the flag in the end zone. That ball could have been caught.
I was honestly very surprised that they threw a PI flag on that one, just because the DB didn't really do anything wrong. The receiver just ran directly into him, almost like he was attempting to draw a flag. And in a sense, it worked, I suppose. But they jumped and it's
Could have
nullified.
been caught, maybe by Spider-Man, but
Well, John gonna take off. This could be the last play.
Yeah.
Heaves it, and a flag is down. We cannot end the half on a penalty. Here we go.
smart play. Pass caught down there by 99.
Is he in
I
that?
don't know.
Would be Sean Lucas.
And they will say illegal man downfield.
Yeah, he's a center. Right?
I'm not entirely sure. I couldn't get a number, but
Well, again, there's two.
sometimes fortunately we didn't encounter any roadblocks on the way down here, but I imagine some folks had to. And for both of these teams, the roadblocks have kind of been themselves. I mean, neither the Tarpons nor the Dragons can get out of their own way. And I mean, I promised all of you who are watching arena football for the first time, there's usually way more scoring than this. I mean, it's 7-6 halftime scores are just unprecedented. It's like we're playing arena football back in the 80s when nobody knew how to run an offense. I mean, this is just an anomaly, and it's a testament to how well the Fire Squad's playing, but it's also a testament to how much the offensive play for the Dragons has dropped off following the first drive. I mean, they marched it down the field following a Tarpons turnover, and then we haven't had much success since that point. We've gotten it into enemy territory a handful of times, but a lot of it's nerves, a lot of it's maybe the crowd noise. They're playing music, and it is very loud. I don't doubt that that's a factor. And the Tarpons defense is really stepping up too. A lot of factors, lots of stuff to talk about in the span of 20 minutes at halftime. Oh, no, I forgot. Arena Pro Football uses 15-minute halftimes, so they've got even more to try and cram in there now.
Well, I'd like to know, again, the penalty breakdown.
It would be astronomical. That's about all I can say.
How the Tarpons went through the entire first half without using a timeout, but seemed to have a penalty when one was needed. And I believe the Tarpons better think the Lucky Stars at 7-6.
And just as far as Kent's defensive game plan is concerned, everything is going according to plan. I mean, the touchdown given up was inopportune, sure, but Austin Traynor is still rattled. They're still getting after him. They're still
Well, we got the chance. I need to tell you that looking for catering in South Carolina or Georgia area, catering by L will make a difference. Custom menus for all events. Contact the executive chef and event coordinator, Lori Johnson. Lori's number is 770. During the warm-ups for the pregame,
And now,
The,
official favorite. Ladies, welcome
cheerleaders were down there practicing this number. And that song has another 8 or 9. As a team, as the Dragons need to come back, we need to work from under center. Because you're having snaps, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but the snaps are kind of fluttering back to the quarterback. Or hitting the running back. So we've got to use our heads out here. And I think that will be addressed. A bunch of little bubbles in the middle of the field. Looks like bubble hockey. One guy is upside down. Oh, excuse me.
I have a very unfortunate feeling that this game is going to yield more points than the entire first half did. I am afraid.
That is very possible.
You gotta admit, they nailed the soundtrack for this. Find some food. And I forgot we're still live. Wait, hang on. You actually can't stop.
you got 5 to 6 in the end zone. It's running here. It is like a ride. Like a single ride. Bubbles are going to go out. Great concept. No! I think, I don't know. I don't know what balls are working for. That might have been the ball. That's the one to no. Okay. How about it?
Back this way, take the elevator down, and go around to the right.
Oh, there's a long down. He's looking for somebody.
30 seconds.
Well, folks, I don't know how they're going to go about doing it, but they've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds to get all these bubble folk their soccer balls and their respective goals off the field. Tarpons are already coming back on. I'm supposed to see the Dragons here in a few moments.
What's that like? Battle or something. That's just like a battle.
Go Fort Myers, this is the official tire shop of the Florida Tarpons. Check out Mickey Franklin's for all your tire, wheels, and auto repair needs. Call 995 Tire for a quote today. Mayor Finley Dental, care beyond compare. Dr. Greg Mayer is the official dentist and sponsor of the Florida Tarpons. Advanced dental technology and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Call 239-369-5861 or visit gregmayer.com. For over 40 years, the physicians of Florida Radiology Consultants have provided quality radiology services to the Southwest Florida community. Get more info online at flrad.com.
If beaten bread in the backbone of the Southern, then Mike's Way is the heart and soul. Lettuce and tomatoes, onions and spices, all drizzled in the juice. That's the difference. Jersey Mike's, PSL above.
Online ordering now available at jerseymikes.com.
Zaxby's, home to indescribably good chicken fingers, wing sandwiches, salad, and more. Stop by Zaxby's today on Ben Hill River Parkway or South Cleveland Avenue. You'll leave ready for more. Go Tarpons! Attention, Tarpon fans, are you looking for a team approach to your healthcare? Then make sure to check out Millennium Physicians Group. Millennium is one of the largest physician groups in Southwest Florida. You can find out more about Millennium at millenniumphysician.com. Hey, Tarpon fans, come check out the new happy hour menu and book this
Hey, Tarpon fans, right after the game, don't forget to make your way out to the field. You know your favorite Tarpon players, real girls, coaches, and Tarpon.
Welcome back.
Right after the win tonight. Also, keep your games done and head over to Steve's Sports Page, tomatoes on Daniel's Parkway for the after-game celebration.
Tell you what, it's a good thing that his number is 770-820-4013. Yeah, I got everybody in there. And there's the kick. Take it in the end zone.
Oh!
And we have a flag.
Considering it came out so late, I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike.
Just nailed our kick returner.
That's
Might have excessive celebration.
yeah, the hit was clean, but the celebration kind of wasn't. I mean, it's a big hit, yeah, but you can't let it go to your head.
Oh, the hit was beautiful.
And they're going to move it forward 15 yards. First and 10 from the 15 for Upstate.
Marcus remains in at quarterback.
Marcus needs to tuck in his shirt.
They start from the 15. Got time, passes away, caught. Nice play all around. Pass was caught by Wyatt Rogers, and that's, I believe, a
First down.
first down.
I'm liking the play call. That really shows that they looked at what they did wrong in the first half and what they did right, and they're learning now, because that was a quick pass that got in and out of Marcus's hands with very little time in between. It hit his hands, he dropped back, he threw it, and he got it out. And that's what you got to do, especially indoors. That quick passing game, that's your bread and butter inside. Bad snap!
Snap went in and out of the hands of Marcus. Little John, he did recover, but back at the 15-yard line, so it's first and 20. We got to work on this. We got to get it corrected. This one step forward and two steps back is killing us.
Second half, 1-2 for the first.
Snap. Marcus throws it. He's got it.
That's beautiful. But that's not going to fix Coach Meredith being really mad.
Well, it's third and long.
Yeah, just maybe want to play for as much field position as you can, not try and take a shot. Don't run it, but run something quick.
I would look for a blitz.
Number 7 at the back.
Marcus.
Finally brought down by number 56.
Little John brought down at the 19.
Dodging Tarpons like Frogger out there. Pretty nice run by him. And I'll say it again, I just love that he's gotten the running under control. He stayed in the pocket unless it's been absolutely necessary to run away, which unfortunately has been quite often. And on fourth and long like this, you may want to call a play where he gets out of the pocket. Maybe some kind of bootleg or maybe just a rollout. Something buy him a little bit more time, let his receivers get downfield because they need a lot of yardage here.
He's had luck once he clears.
That pass, another pressure.
That defensive back didn't go for the interception, he didn't go for the glory, because if he'd missed that, it would have gone right through his hands. It'd probably be a first down for the Dragons. Instead, does a smart thing, bats it away, gives his Tarpons good field position. First attempt for the night team, with the Fire Squad back out onto the field, looking to...
The D is back on the field. Three's in motion. They need to watch him. Looked like he was offside. Passes incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Again, I think it's just these receivers not looking the ball in, trying to take off running before they've got possession. You got to keep your eyes on the football. You can't run before you have the ball. You can't run before you make the catch. I mean, it's just one of those basic, fundamental things that Tarpons are having some serious trouble with.
He's off. There are 2 flags on the play. I'm guessing he was offside. It sure looked like it.
I don't know. We did seem to jump back before the ball was snapped, but considering there's 2 flags, I don't know. But regardless, no touchdown because, again, we saw a receiver who was so anxious to make a play, he forgot to catch the ball to do it. Like, he was running, and he was wide open, and the ball hit his hands, and he's like, oh, I'm already in the end zone. I don't have to catch the ball. I'm already here. And he turns around and drops the ball.
I believe they did. Oh, we got 3rd and 5. Pitch out for the running back.
And another flag.
We have a
I think
flag
this
on
could
the
be an
play.
illegal block.
Should be. That's a smart play down this close. Well,
Very rare that you see any runs go that long, and yeah, it is some sort of penalty on the Tarpons, so that explains how he got as far as he did. It's just difficult to run in arena football with the linebacker restrictions and all, and how everything is tailored for the pass game, and to open that up by closing off the run. He was lucky he got as far as he did, and now we know why. Somebody cheated.
and we're 2nd and 10.
Replay, 2nd down. Bring up 2nd down and 15.
Can the Fire Squad hold here? Sean Sanders, he is in the black. He is actually camouflaging with a black dashboard. He is yelling orders at his defense.
Next pass. That pass should be incomplete.
No, he went over the wall, but he caught it. It's complete.
Okay. I saw it wrong. Missed his man completely. We got 4th and 5.
All right, folks, I'm going to take a brief moment to switch out the camera battery. It'll be a brief blackout. And welcome back. Tarpons set to go for a field goal here. Trying to go up 10-6. Their kicker's got a good leg. It's up.
No good. No good.
Okay.
We have no idea what happened.
Announcer was wrong. I think it was wide left.
Yeah. It's always really tough to tell when the kicks go over the uprights.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got this huge net. You can see the outline of it right there. It goes all the way across the end zone. They've got this titanic net. And it's almost like there's some kind of unspoken challenge to the kickers, see if they can get it past the net, maybe. I don't know. That's about the only explanation I can come up with. Kick was high, kick was bad, and it's another turnover for the Tarpons. That's all it boils down to.
Okay, we need to see something happening here. The Dragons are going to remain in the game a little bit behind him. That was Wyatt Rogers. He takes it, he's gone.
Yeah, our luck hasn't run out, but it's not nearly as we're not nearly as fortunate as we were on that last batted pass we had. Because that went for a touchdown. That one could have gone for 6, just a little bit behind Wyatt, couldn't reel it in. Had a second shot, but his momentum carried him the opposite direction. 2nd and 10.
Going over the head of number 8.
Passes and overthrown receivers that make coaches like Kent Meredith, you can see him, he's almost in the end zone. He's not happy.
He's 6'3", it's hard. And out of the hands again. That time of deuce.
I've really got to applaud Marcus on that play because he stared the blitz down in the eyes. He had a MAC linebacker coming right in his face, and he threw it at the last pop of the second. Ball was on target. Everything was right. Receiver just couldn't handle it.
Okay, Tarpon fans, time for the touchdown dance competition tonight. Come on over here, guys.
And with that, this game becomes even more enigmatic.
Jordan, take him to Jordan.
Because now the Tarpons are almost right where they started.
All right, here we go. You guys ready? I'm right here. You know what you need? All right, Jordan, you're first. Go.
Well, so I have you here. Let me remind you, we need sponsors. Get a hold of Mary Ann Hamby Rivette, Assistant GM and Director of Sales. If you contact her at MAHR, those are all in caps. Dragon with a capital D, small lowercase rest of the letters. Football at yahoo.com. She will explain the entire sponsorship program, and I'm sure there's something she can work out with you. If I can get through a sentence.
Fire squad gonna have to make yet another stand. Can they do it again? Really left the middle of the field open for the fullback to get in there. And needless to say, it's a gain of 5. Smart play call down there because they're not expecting a run. You're on the 15-yard line. They're expecting a pass towards the end zone. We may see one here. Off the snap! Recovered by the Dragons!
By the Dragons. Not sure, 93 or...
First half Dragons.
32 on the recovery. That's just honestly good hustle by Antoine out of South Carolina State. This is what your Dragons need.
Cause turnovers. And I tell you, now's not the time to go into my anti-shotgun formation rant, but I will say that it's really, really difficult to fumble a snap from under center because it's quite literally as simple as someone handing an object to someone else and the person, in this case the quarterback, just simply taking the object. I guess he pulled his hands out a little bit too fast and maybe let the ball get on the ground, but needless to say, it got away from him. Another big turnover by the Tarpons.
high and to the right.
I actually think that was a throwaway by Marcus.
That could have been. If it was a smart play because he.
Yeah, he had a MAC linebacker just right in his face, and this time it was.
Wyatt bounced over the defender! And he's down to the 19 for a first down. Wyatt Rogers.
Well, that's what he does. He loves contact. We saw it in that Cape Fear game last week where he dragged about 3 defenders 20 yards with him before they stripped the ball. Fortunately, don't fumble there, but he just loves the contact. He's a big kid. He's 6'3", over 200 pounds. He can bounce off defenders like that. He can drag them. He can do whatever you want to him. And that's really tough to stop for a defense. Going long for the end zone! Touchdown! So,
they keep redeeming themselves. That was
interesting note, that was the only successful end zone shot of the game. And it comes at a time where they sure needed it. 2:55 to the right. Well, the Dragons have got another lead. 5 points this time. It's a small lead, but it's one they'll take, especially if their defense keeps playing the way they have, creating turnovers, causing problems for this Florida offense. And I think a lot of it has to stem from that defensive line. They've been causing trouble up front for a rookie quarterback who's not accustomed to playing from behind, not accustomed to playing in close games, and not accustomed to playing under pressure. I think everything's really coming full circle with this Tarpons offense, and they're going to learn a lot from this game. But if they're going to win, they're going to have to learn, and they're going to have to learn fast and figure out what they can do to stop this defense. Because right now, they don't have an answer.
Coach Sanders is talking to his D. Nice leg on the ball. Takes it about 2 yards deep.
And what's going to be a great return. Reverses field. Got nothing. McGree Ross in front of him. Tackle down at the 17.
That was Pac-Man Scott. He chased it from one side of the field to the other. And that man is...
Without a doubt an illegal block. Look where the Tarpons are. Look at the body language on Trainer. This one's coming back, and it's coming back far. So, Wyatt Rogers is going to be in a jack linebacker for this drive. Or they may put him at Mac, who knows. Meredith's done some strange things.
Yes, he is. I don't know what they're going to do with Scott.
Ball goes way back to the Tarpons 16, so still a pretty nice return, but not as good as the one they would have had. 1st and 10 from their own 16. Austin Trainer coming back out onto the field. He has scored once this game. Just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Tarpons closing in on their lowest point total of the season unless they can find some kind of spark here.
They could rattle him just a little bit more.
Pocket get away from the pressure, threw across his body over the field, couldn't get his feet set. He's lucky the ball went as far as it did. Doubly lucky that his receiver came down with it, but the Dragons probably the luckiest one of all that it didn't go for 6. Clutch play by Trainer, now it's 1st and goal.
I think he thought he had 6, and then all of a sudden he had wood.
Yeah, I think everybody in here thought he had 6 points except the fire squad. I didn't. I've learned something. Austin Trainer's got some wheels. He was going pretty fast. But the fire squad had that one sniffed out, and 30-second play clock. We got one more play before the half's over. This is going to be the last one. There's going to be probably about 27 seconds when this ball gets snapped.
Could be a handoff left at 2-0. No,
Quarterback
he's following
draw,
2-0.
and this one's a touchdown.
I don't know about that play. Something should have been called. They just let it go. 13-12 to score. 16.4 left.
But interesting to note, the Dragons defense has seemed to play their best when they're down.
That's true.
So this could be a silver lining in a sense. Kick is up. This one,
No good. Off to the right.
and a missed PAT. The score remains with the Tarpons lead by 1.
She's got to hit 2 out of 4 balls.
Why are you taking a timeout
Right there. Where you
when
put
there's 16.4 left in the quarter?
I'll let you shoot 2 from here. If you make no
I mean, it's a TV timeout.
What TV?
Yeah, true.
Media timeout.
Media
We can lose the stream 3 times before this is over.
Good? All right, ready? Come on, let's see you do it. Come on. Toss it in. Here you go. It's on you. There's one.
Nice job on that. I didn't think she was going to make it.
Give her one more. There you go. Come on.
Oh, give her one on the. That would be nice.
Quan Bristol by way of the University of Alabama back out as deep as he can be to return this one. Tarpons ready to kick.
Got a big leg.
Give me an idea. There used to be an outdoor team called the South Carolina Shamrocks. Quan Bristol was a waterboard for them.
Well, that's going to go out to the 20.
That was a kickoff. Why did they run the flag?
I had to figure it out.
First possession.
Well, folks, we have got an insane fourth quarter coming your way and a 1-minute warning that is sure to top the last one we had. Dragons, 1 quarter and 1 point away from claiming their first win as a franchise. Tarpons looking to maintain their 1-point lead and avoid going 3-1 and losing their first game of the season. We'll be back in a moment.
Tarpons are just really feeling, although it's their lead, their backs are against the wall.
I think we can do it. We scored on the last drive. I don't know how much of a reason there is that we can't do it again.
And we got good field position.
Oh, very good.
I think that man was trying for the goalpost earlier during warm-ups when he...
Idea of football, pressure coming from the direction that the quarterback isn't looking is probably on top of any list. I mean, it's hard to brace for something that you don't know is there, you know? And that time, Marcus, he was looking to the right side of the field, had a rusher coming in from the left. The few times they've run quick passes, they have been successful. So they can try and play with 4 downs here. Maybe run a quick hitch or a screen on this one and then do the same on the next play and just hope for the best. But knowing Coach Meredith, I actually wouldn't be surprised to see a shot here, maybe catch defense off guard a little bit. High risk, high reward.
I got a feeling they're blitzing on this.
Shot coming, shot overthrown.
Intended receiver was Deuce. They're going
4th and 6, and if you're really anybody on this Dragons team, you cannot overthink this play call. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't do anything crazy. I wouldn't even take a shot. The Tarpons are probably going to be playing soft zone. I'd want to run something underneath. Maybe.
I lost the down somewhere.
Well, it's just, as a general rule of thumb, it's more difficult to throw on the run than it is to throw when your feet are set and everything's well with the world back in the pocket. And when you're throwing forward or running forward while you're throwing, balls typically tend to get a little bit more power than you estimate them to. But that time we kind of saw the opposite. Maybe he threw off the wrong foot or something, but very rarely do you see low balls thrown when a quarterback is running forward. But we saw it there, and it cost the Dragons big time. Tarpons going to take over around their own 20-yard line.
Early in the game, he completed a couple like that. I think he's
12:30 left in the fourth quarter, and we're pretty close to the point in the game where time becomes a factor. First and 10 becomes first and 15. Just more nerves for Austin Trainer to have to deal with. This is the closest game he's ever played in. Stakes aren't really that high considering we're early in the season. These teams are never going to meet again, but you never want to lose a game, especially a heartbreaker.
back to pass. There is a flag.
Probably holding.
They may have holding at the line.
I think the motion man was past the line of scrimmage.
They are talking to Pac-Man Scott, so maybe he just completed his gate.
No flags picked up.
Flag is picked
So,
up.
oh wait, no, now they are moving it forward. They're going to say, you're right, Pac-Man jumped. So after all that, welcome back to first and 10. Trainer has got no idea how lucky he was to have completed that pass. Throwing on the run is one thing. Throwing on the run across your body in the opposite direction that your momentum is carrying you, even if you've got a guy...
The tackle read the screen and held it down.
Yeah, I was wondering why the Dragons got there so quick. Now I know why, because it was a screen and the offensive lineman all ran upfield to block for their fullback, and the defensive line took the bait, tried to go after Trainer, but he got rid of the ball fast enough and gets him 5 yards. We're going to call it second and go from the 5. We always need a turnover. Fire squad. Can they play again?
Well, there is a flag. Pass is incomplete.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. The Dragons jumped.
No, I think I was on him.
Tarpons don't really appear to be backing up, though. The refs are kind of talking amongst themselves. Rodriguez Oaks just checked into the game. 6'6". Yeah, 6'6", 325. And they will say that the Dragons jumped.
Pittsburgh timeout. Your Dragons. That's their first of the half.
Tarpons, I'm up in section 111 right now, way up high top, section 111. I'm sitting behind them, they don't even know I'm sitting behind them right now. And I'm just going to let them know they are our fifth and fifth day of the game. Well, they're getting dinner for 2 Applebee's and 4 tickets to the next home game. We're still being here during the fourth quarter.
Version. Upstate did good defending these last week. We'll see what happens here.
Honored and penalty.
Oh my!
Pac-Man Scott. Why, jeez.
I had a feeling that one was going to be a run, but I thought it was going to be up the middle of the fullback. I didn't think they'd try and get all fancy and hand it off to their receiver, but now they've We talked about the Dragons shooting themselves in the foot. Maybe it's the Tarpons' turn now because they backed themselves up 4 yards on a botched receiver run. Very, very similar to the one we saw Upstate have last week at Cape Fear. They had a run that went a lot like that.
I thought they lost more than that, but
Yeah, forward progress.
yeah, they were pretty deep.
Get the ball! Is that a ball?
Yes!
And how is there another flag?
Hold everything,
This
folks.
is ridiculous.
He's showing an offside.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, the Tarpons seem pretty happy.
The Dragons.
No. It's on. How?
Convenient penalty.
Just another fumbled snap from under center, though. I referenced that earlier. It's such a basic concept. Center hands the ball to the quarterback and he takes it. I would imagine it's more difficult to fumble it than it is to not. Dragon's gonna bring it out to the 5, and that play, Bob, was so clutch that I think the van shifted in the first gear in the parking lot. That was amazing.
Thank God. That's Jonathan Andrews. That's the first time we've called his name tonight. Or I have.
He had a pretty big game last week, summoning his inner Odell Beckham, leaping up, and the fire squad just out there again. But now the offense, they've got to find a way to capitalize. I've lost count of how many turnovers the Tarpons have had. The Dragons have capitalized on 2 of them.
I'm going to call a flag. Clemens, I'm going to call a flag.
That's not even going out on a limb. That's an educated guess.
Dragons don't need to be in a hurry. They just need to be accurate.
Batted down at the line.
Pass fell short. Man in motion. Man was clear.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do when a defensive lineman gets his hands on the ball. Alters the trajectory. That's tough to say. But, I mean, all it boils down to is that...
Got his hand on it. Couldn't pull it in. That was the man who scored last week.
Well, you got to remember, a lot of these NFL teams, they have these designated shot receivers that barely catch any passes, and they exist solely to run down the sideline every play, and the quarterback just hopes they get open. And our designated shot guy is really Wyatt Rogers, because he's 6'3", over 200 pounds, loves contact. Quan Bristol at 5'10", 180, not your typical shot guy. He's not big enough to really box out defenders.
Had to burn a timeout. Too long getting the play in.
Time out to Dragons. Well, we know it's the Tarpons. As it is in the Tarpons, they have called a timeout this year.
State. With all the penalties they've had, they're even wearing white jerseys. They know.
Third down and 10 now.
They don't need to get it all with this now. Now, all right, I'm not that good on the rules, but they can punt, right?
They can run. It's just really asking for trouble. It's not the best idea, especially on a long down like this.
they can
Oh,
punt.
punt. I mean, you can kick a field goal and call it a punt. Or you can take a horrific sack like that. Now they probably will have to kick a field goal and punt.
Low snap, he had to go low to get it.
And Joe Summers, the 52-year-old wide receiver, was just, there was nobody even close to him over the middle of the field. If Marcus, that snap had been about a yard higher, we'd be talking about a touchdown.
Because I'd like to see him move the ball out of this end rather than turn it over this deep.
4th and 15 from the 6. I honestly don't know what they're going to do.
Score a touchdown.
I wish. Going long, that one's seriously overthrown, intercepted.
Well, I hate to say it, that was better than a punt.
Yeah, that was the smartest play we've made all night. I have no doubt in my mind that Coach Meredith told him to do that. Throw it to these guys on purpose. Let them pick it off.
He should have dropped it.
Yeah, he definitely should have batted that ball down and dropped it
They get the ball on the field.
in the red zone, and now the fire squad gets to take over with 30 yards to work with.
That was his coach. I'd have a long talk with him.
But now we got to start worrying about that clock.
Yeah, we're down to 1 now.
5:26 in the fourth quarter. Dragons down 1. Tarpons have the ball. Neither team needs to be in a rush.
Not only did they pick up good yards, he also picked up time off the clock.
I'd love to see us put that play.
This one's going down to the wire, folks. I can already feel it. Neither one of these teams is going to go quietly. Upstate may have jumped. They're not going to throw flags. And how grand that is. The fullback run stopped after a gain of a yard. 3rd and 2 upcoming.
Nice
If the
tackle by
to-
Eric Gallman. And also...
What?
Never made it to scrimmage.
No. I mean, did they throw a flag and us not realize it?
Apparently they saw something we did.
I don't know, but... Oh, now we've got a flag.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's against us. Maybe against our staff. And I wouldn't blame them a bit.
I wouldn't put anything behind anybody at this point.
Unsportsmanlike.
On the Tarpons, and the clock
I think it's on.
stopped momentarily.
They got their first down.
I think
Lowest total score I ever saw was 44-34. This is insane.
Back to pass.
Going long. PI, but it's the right call. You would much rather have a 15-yard pass interference penalty than like a 30-yard touchdown. That's what Anthony Quillis would have given up if he hadn't grabbed onto that receiver's jersey. Coach ain't gonna be happy about it, but it's definitely the right call there. If you can't stop him, you gotta find a way that you can, even if it means breaking the rules.
There is an automatic first down on that, but we're down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, if they play the 1 minute warning right, this could be the last possession of the game. If there was ever a time for a turnover, it's now.
Look for number 1 to bust in there.
Well, you know it.
Back to pass. Throws up the middle.
Incomplete!
He was counting 6 before he threw.
Yeah.
a lot of DP got his hand in there like.
Yeah. Every player and coach on that Dragon sideline breathed a titanic sigh of relief. Us included.
Oh yeah.
If he scores there, that's probably ball game, but now they've got a lot of room. 2:30 left in the game. Tarpons taking their sweet, sweet time. If they score here, it could be it. If they don't, we play on. Under pressure, gets out! He can't throw! The clock continues to run though, and they have not gotten a first down. 3rd and 6 upcoming for the rookie quarterback, Austin Trainer. He's going to have to put this team on his back. The clock is still winding. 1:50 left. This could be the last play before the 1-minute warning. The stakes have not been higher all game long. Here we go. Under pressure, it's a screen. Oh my, what a hit! You don't want to miss this. The Tarpons. If they fail, the Dragons will take over somewhere within the 15. If the Tarpons succeed, they'll either put up 6 and ice the game or get a first down and play on. This one isn't going to be over until the clock hits triple zeros. Maybe not even after that with all these penalties. This is just... words cannot express how crazy this game has been.
And our connection's bad, nobody can see it.
Yeah. It'll be up soon, though.
Long count, which makes sense. Takes a snap, throws it away.
Intercepted! But a bad call by the Dragons. Bat the ball down.
No, we got the ball.
Yeah, but if he batted it down, we'd have it at 15.
Nobody touched him.
Yeah, nobody touched him.
Why is he down?
I don't know. He might have hit the wall.
I don't think so.
Regardless, that Dragon sideline doesn't seem too upset about it. I still think he should have batted that one down, because now Marcus is going to be standing in the shadow of his own goalpost. Here we go. Just when you thought this game couldn't get any more unpredictable, another interception by Austin Trainer. The Dragons are going to take over at the 3-yard line. 47 yards between them.
All right. What about the 1-minute warning?
Yes, welcome to the 1-minute warning.
Derek Collins with a catch.
I tell you, Derek Collins has had himself a game, especially for not playing last week. 5'7", 180. I think they're forgetting him. Such a small guy, maybe he's blending in with the field.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they have had no answer for this kid.
Why we got 10 seconds on it? 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
60 seconds remain. If the Dragons are smart, they'll find
20 yards to go.
They will find a way to make Florida use their timeouts if they're wise. Pass way over the head, incomplete. And the clock will stop.
Yeah, but when? When will the clock stop? I mean, they had like 6 seconds ran off.
That took 12 seconds.
I got 54 seconds.
Maybe the clock operator just really wants to head home.
I got 54 seconds.
I don't know. That's good on us, though. It gives the Tarpons less time to get the ball should we score on whatever play we score on.
But that's like 6 seconds wasted.
2nd and 10. Little John gonna take off, but he's sacked. Clock's gonna stop. And another timeout by the Tarpons.
Ball on the 22.
Do or die.
Why they went to the quarterback drive.
3rd and 12 from the 22. They've got 2 plays to pick up a first down or a touchdown. Or basically,
field goal.
I don't know. Anthony Quillis, he hasn't had much kicking experience. He's good on that defense, but his leg, nobody really knows. He kicked some good ones in pregame. He kicked some really bad ones in
I'm
pregame.
gonna tell you what happened right here. A blitz. A massive blitz.
Did they tough?
Did you see the size of that truck they just drove on the field down there wearing number 50, I think?
God.
I'm pretty sure he's coming.
The stakes could not be any more high.
Got to bounce off his shoulder pad.
All that's left to see is the clock hit triple zeros.
How about being in the right place at the right time? I mean, bounce right to it.
There is a flag up there.
Probably excessive celebration for the Tarpons. I'd be happy too. The fans are flocking out.
They obviously don't know the rules. They're thinking they can run the clock out.
Well, the Dragons don't have any timeouts. All they got to do is run.
They got to get constant yards.
They just got to run a quarter. His big play came on the wrong end.
I don't think he dropped it. It bounced off of him. He never caught it.
He's on defense. He's got a chance at redemption. Whether or not it'll come remains to be seen. They won't even use motion. Quarterback sneak. Yardage gained.
He didn't gain any yardage.
He got one.
What's he talking?
He didn't gain yardage.
He did. And the clock will hit triple zeros.
What a heartbreaker.
It was a hard-fought loss.
What a
Hard-fought game.
On the telephone, they talked to either Vegas or whoever is close by, and they said the line
It was 55.
Yeah, 55
by
point
the
line.
Tarpons.
They were favored by 55.
They were favored by 55, won by 1.
And if you're going to, all it boils down to is that if you're going to pick one team off that schedule to lose to, it's going to be the Tarpons. Like I said, I think they're the best team.
Yeah, you too, man. That was ugly, wasn't it?
Have a great day.
I think these Florida Tarpons are the best team Upstate's going to face all year. And after this, we've got the Triangle Torch. I will not be able to attend that game. We've got the Triangle Torch, a 3-week break before the Cap City Bulls, then the Birmingham Outlaws of Arena Pro Football, and after that, another game against the Torch, and then the playoffs. It is smooth sailing from here. 4 very winnable games in a string after this one. And for everyone here, Daniel Ruff, my father, and scoreboard operator Bob, the Mouth of the South, Fitzpatrick on play-by-play. I'm Luke Ruff, signing off from Estero, Florida. Good night, and I hope we made your Monday just a little bit more exciting. Have a good one.